members' funds, and ensured better oversight from the coordination office. And in the spirit of promoting transformative growth in the program operations, Caritas Nairobi is planning to invest in acquisition of more technological resources aimed at improving our operations and ensuring all stakeholders receive better services. And the only requirements that are needed for automation to the groups that have not been able to do that is the members' details. You prepare that, savings lists, loan listing, and guarantors' details. If you have that information together, then you can invite us to help you automate your program. On minimizing the risk and adherence to our policies. From the technical office, we are reminding all of us that we use the system, our ICT system, and engagement of professional employees to make sure that we ease our operations and lower our risk levels at the group level. So far, the program has employed 130 professionals. Those are the staff members who are supporting us at the level of the groups. And we continue proposing that for the groups that have capacity to engage a professional accountant or a clerk, let us do it. Let us do it. Our target for the year 2021 is to continue automating all the groups and therefore create more employment opportunities at the same time, making our work easy and also uplifting the standard of our performances from the group's level. The management, however, should not forget their supervisory roles to oversee the employees. Because if you are the leaders on the ground and you are not able to supervise that clerk or the accountant who is supporting you, then what will happen? Whatever we are talking about, minimizing our risks and complying to our policies and guidelines, will not be able to achieve anything. So we are encouraging all our leaders to make sure that you do that supervisory service so that we may be able to work on the dormant accounts that are sometimes being manipulated, and they are also targeted by some of us for other activities that are not really good. We have had cases whereby some of the dormant accounts are used for fraudulent activities. So that is why we are told as leaders, we are supposed to keep an eye on what is happening. The full adherence to the policies and procedures we have developed will help in a big way to reduce the loss of money in our groups. Very important. All of us, we are leaders. The management teams, we are requested that we should be ready and willing to share and let go power when our time of retirement reaches. Our leaders, Gagire, we should work as a team when governing the groups, and when the time for retirement comes, we should willingly hand over, mentor and handhold the new teams of leadership that are coming up. And let us all remember that delegation of roles reduces what we are referring as to wrangles in leadership and creates a healthy working environment. We are human beings, and sometimes we hold so much to power that we don't want to give room for others to run. The good thing with our program is that you can be in power today, you retire, and later on, you are able to come back. God is good, and all the time. We always give a break for 3 years. If the members feel like they would want you to come back, you will have a room to come back. But let us mentor each other. Now, as I conclude, I want to recognize in particular all the management team members who are here today physically, and those who are following us virtually, and also our technical team for the work well done. Our commitment and our discipline are critical at this time to maintain our business continuity, and it is our priority to support you in this important endeavor. All of us, let us work together for the good of our self-help program. Our efforts over the years have been noted, and we can openly and widely say that our organization is getting orderly every other year, and our services appreciated. We are an organization now that many are relying for their livelihoods. More than ever, we are empowering people and improving their lives. Our program is well accepted, like it has been noted before, in our Catholic Faithful Fraternity, where now we have our membership having grown to 60% after stagnating at 40% for a number of years. This, for us, is a big, big achievement to be celebrated today. Let us appreciate ourselves, please. And we encourage each other to continue promoting our program because it is worth it. It is worth it. So, once again, thank you very much to all of you who made it for this day, and especially to you, our leaders and other key stakeholders present here today. Our self-help program brand is a strong one, and we should continue promoting it. An organization that has a positive impact on so many of our people within Nairobi and Kiambu, and we are saying that if we continue with the same spirit, we will be able to make it to the higher heights. Thank you very much, and may God bless all of us. Asante.
Sister deserves a better hand than that one, Makofi. So thank you very much, Sister. As you realize, Sister Director's speech is of material importance. It forms the operationalization of the program. It also gives the strategic focus at the various action points. And I'm sure it also responded to a number of issues, the action points that were raised from the last year's meeting. Therefore, because of its nature, such a report would require an adoption because it has areas of implementation and so forth. So may I request that we adopt Director's speech, a proposer, and a seconder. I can see a hand there, people with the microphone, and maybe another one at the back there. Yes, we also recognize those sitting at the back. At the back there, so raise up your hand, your name.
Amos Mwangi, St. Francis Mwihoko.
Thank you. The other at the corner there.
Loyford Maila from St. Vincent Kamuru.
Oh, well captured. So thank you very much. As you realized, it is not in the soft copy that you have. We also expect probably you also have some reactions to the same. And we are encouraged in the manner the issues are streaming in. Our technical people are raising those issues. And because you might also have some reactions of the same, continue doing the same. It will be re-edited, and by next week, it will be sent to you as soft copy. So thank you very much for that. And now I know we are behind time a little bit. Therefore, I'd also be requesting the other presenters that we need to move with speed. We now go to agenda number 7, presentation of the adoption of audited financial reports from Kikoda and Company. Hao ni watu wa mahesabu, najua wanafanyanga haraka, wamezoea hii maneno. The auditor, makofi kwake akija.
God is good and all the time. My names are Stephen Bugu, a representative of the audit firm by the name Kikoda and Company. To start with, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Board of Management, led by His Lordship Bishop David Kamau and Sister Mary Bashi. I would also like to thank the advisory committee, the staff, readers, you readers, and all invited guests, especially for giving us this opportunity to do the audit. We shall start with income and expenditure. Income and expenditure on page 4. Income, let's start with the income. Program income 2021 was 80,639,416. 2020 was 67,999,935. There was an increase from 2020, and mainly it was due to the 5% group's contribution, which was 18 million in 2020, but 21.9 million in 2021. Then there was investment income. 2020, it was that 1.7 million. 2021 rose to 35 million. Another thing which resulted to that increment was Caritas administration fee. 2020 was only 14.9 million. 2021 was 18.3 million, so totaling to 80 million. We move to expenditure. The total expenditure for the year was 72,210,811 compared to 2020, which was 56,427,821. It was also an increase. The major, I will just mention a few expenditures like governance costs. Governance cost, you have heard that there is now an advisory board and they have been having meetings. That is why the cost went up from 566,000 to 3.7 million. Another thing is on administration costs, from 1 million to 3.4 million, and that one was as a result of regulatory framework put in place. The other point is on utilities. Utilities also went up. Utilities also went up from 2.5 million to 4.2 million. Staff cost also went up from that 7.9 million to that 8.9 million. Then capacity building, because of trainings and workshops, it moved from 3.8 million to 11.2 million. That is all with income and expenditure. We move to page 5, balance sheet. Those are the assets and liabilities of the program. And As you are aware, you know 2020 was a very difficult year. Which extended up to 2021, but with the board of management in place, they were able to invest your funds, because your funds increased from 5.5 billion to 6.2 billion in 2021. Now, property, plant and equipment, total cost less depreciation increased from 7.3 million to 8.2 million. Long-term investments increased from 1.471 billion to 2.112 billion. Then short-term investments increased from 3.9 billion in 2020 to 4.116 billion in 2021. So total assets for the program now starts at 6 billion 283 million 497,040 against 2020, which was 5 billion 578 million 806 465. Down there are just funds which represents those assets, but there is only one fund I would like to mention about, that is loan security fund. As Sister Mbashi has mentioned, it was a very difficult year for the members because claims alone in 2020 they were only 7.3 million, while 2021 claims alone was 26.7 million shillings. But it is very unfortunate, but it was beyond our control. Now we go to auditor's report. Auditor's report has a few sections. Opinion, the first one is opinion. Yes, we have audited the accompanying financial statements of Archdiocese of Nairobi Social Promotion Registered Trustees Self-Help Program, set out on pages 4 to 13, which comprise the statement of financial position as at that 1st December 2021, and the statement of comprehensive income and statement of cash flows for the year then ended, and a summary of significant accounting policies and other explanatory notes. In our opinion, the financial statements give a true and fair view of the state of the financial affairs of the program as at that 1st December 2021, and of the results of operations and cash flows for the year then ended, and in accordance with the international financial reporting standards. The other segment is basis of our opinion. We were given or provided with all the requirements we needed for the audit. The other segment is board of directors' responsibility. It is their responsibility to produce the financial statements, and the last portion is auditor's responsibility. Our responsibility is to express an opinion on these financial statements based on our audit. We conducted our audit in accordance with international standards on auditing. Those standards require that we comply with the ethical requirement and plan and perform the audit to obtain reasonable assurance that the financial statements are free from material misstatements. The engagement partner responsible for the audit resulting in this independent auditor's report is CPA Joseph Kigundu, practicing certificate number 0279. Thank you and God bless you.
Makofi from the auditor. I think that is very important, especially the last issues, maybe for clarification. Keep them streaming in. Our staff are still taking analysis of the same to be responded. But as usual, we need to adopt the auditor's report. I believe there is nothing material that can stop us from adopting, awaiting probably those issues of clarification. Adoption, a proposal in a second. Yeah, you can see several words, any word you can give there. And then second nitaangalia pande huu. Yes, angalia pahali kuna mtu anataka kusekoda. Yes.
I'm Boniface Kamau from St. Catherine of Siena.
Thank you very much, Kamau. Sekoda.
Scott Mutinda from St. Francis Kasarani.
Thank you very much from Kasarani. Makofi kwao. Thank you. Thank you. We are moving on well. Next in the agenda is a presentation and approval of self-help 2022 financial budget. I know they can also be able to save us 2 minutes. The presenter of the budget, please come forward. Yes, these can also be able to save 2 minutes. It will be better for us.
Thank you. Board of members, Board of Management, Social Promotion Register Trustee present, CEO, Caritas Microfinance Bank and the staff present, the advisory board members present, Caritas staff, and the leaders present. I present to you the budget for the Economic Empowerment Program for the year ending 31st December 2022. You'll note in your books is on page 36, 34, and 35. For the year 2022, we expect to generate revenue to the tune of 90 million, comparative to what we were able to realize in 2021 of 80 million. That would be about 34% growth comparative to 2020, what we had budgeted for. Majority of this income will be generated from the 5% group surplus contribution of about 23.5 million. We have the investment income, 39 million, and then the Caritas administration fee. That basically will be able to accumulate to about 89% of the total revenue generated. In terms of expenditure, we anticipate to spend about 85.4 million of the funds generated. Majorly, these funds will go to assist the office in running its normal operations. Coming from the governance cost, that is note number 5, we'll spend about 3.7 million, of which 3 million will assist the board of advisory board members to be able to run the program and develop new policies for the program. That's that. And then we have about 49% of the cost going to manage the office in terms of the technical committee, staff members, costs. We have about 17% going to capacity building to the tune of 14.4 million. If you go to page number 35, I think, from the booklet, you will see we'll have the capacity building cost articulated there to the tune of 14.4 million. We only have one item that is only new to the project, to the program. That is about 2 million that will go to capacity build the parish priests or the patrons for the program to assist them understand the program better and also developing their policy or the manual. We also have a new item under the ADN pastoral support to the tune of 5.2 million. These funds will go to assist the Diocese of Nairobi in supporting it in their pastoral work. And then we have the 2.7 million and the social responsibility. We have a social investment activity as a program now to the tune of 5 million. That is on page 35, the last item. And then we'll have the normal cost, provision for the depreciation, the audit cost, and the bank charges, 2 million. And then the upgrade of the NIFO system, as Lisa mentioned in her report, we also increased it to 4 million. Thank you so much. Okay. My name is CPA John Geshoma, Senior Accountant, Caritas Nairobi. Thank you.
Good. Are you doing well, Makofi kwake? Thank you very much. That is pretty fast, and I think that is what you want to save time. So we are going to adopt the budget, but meanwhile still keep the question streaming in. A proposer and a seconder of the budget. Oh, hapa iko moja. There's a madam here, and then I'll be focusing on this side for a seconder. As we already there is a seconder. Thank you very much.
Abiskondita Kagai, St. Justin de Jacobis.
Thank you. Seconder.
Timothy Mahea, Mary Immaculate Getaro.
Thank you very much, Makofi kwao. Asante. We are moving on well. From there, we have a guest who was introduced by sister, our CEO of Caritas Microfinance Bank. Our able CEO, sometimes who is also a marketer, There's a thin line between a CEO and a marketer. But today we have invited him as a CEO. Therefore, we will spend the next, I think, 15 minutes or so. Thank you, Mr. Mokaro.
Thank you very much. God is good, and all the time. Nice to be here, my lordship, Bishop David Kamau, great supporter of this program, and also a great supporter of Caritas Microfinance Bank, program director, Sister Mary Mbashi, and committee members, board committee members, and program staff of both the program and Caritas Microfinance Bank. Viongozi, hamjambo. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to be here. I was told that I am a CEO and a marketer at the same time. Both, I think, go hand in hand. You will never be given a mic and fail to say about your bank, because it is our bank. So today I really want to reflect upon many issues. I know we've met, so many of us, in various forums, and we've had many discussions. I've been able to go all the way to the ground during AGMs, and we've discussed. So today I want to be guided by Matthew chapter 7, verse 7, that says, and I want to translate it differently a little bit. Keep on asking, and you will receive what you ask for. Keep on seeking, and you will find. Keep on knocking, and the door will be opened to you. That is what will guide my report to you. And then I also want to quote one of the great inspirational leaders of the world, the late Steve Jobs, who was also the founder of Apple Computers, who once said, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." We must be hungry for business. We must be foolish for knowledge. That's what he said. So today I want to just reflect upon a few things. I want to give you a report of the bank, because it is your bank. During service, our dear father was very, very categorical that in the next few years, the government of Kenya will be coming to Caritas Bank to borrow, to construct roads. Do I hear an amen? Amen. Thank you very much. I think let's work towards that, and it will come to pass during our lifetime. It will come to pass during our lifetime. Not our children, but during our lifetime. 2021, like people have said, was really constrained in many ways, but several successes from your bank, and we take cognition that it was a full 2 year, 2019-2020, when we went through quite a number of issues. What I can say is that the bank assets grew by 45%. That is the balance sheet, 45%, from where it was 2 billion to 2.932. Customers' accounts grew by 27%, from 26,000 in 2020 to 33,000 accounts by December 2021. We could do better, and that's one of the points that we'll discuss also today. Out of those 33,000 accounts, 9,000 accounts belong to the self-help group members. So that's about 27% of the accounts that the self-help group members have been able to open so far. That year, 2021, we opened 7,262 accounts, and about 1,200 accounts were opened by your members. So I really want to appreciate, and please appreciate yourself also by clapping and appreciating all the people who did that. We will recognize the groups that really performed wonderfully in our next session. In terms of deposits, banking is about mobilizing members, thereafter mobilizing deposits. Our deposits grew by 21%, from 2 billion to 2.5 billion. So we also saw some good growth around there. loans to our members, because we all know when you open a bank, to make to be meaningful to the community, you have to mobilize deposits and ensure that 80% goes back to the community in terms of borrowing. So we've seen quite an aggressive growth, because our loan book grew by 35% from 1.5 billion to 1.99 billion. So that is how your bank performed. And thereafter, once you give loans, you have now to ensure that you gave very good loans, you underwrote them very well, and the members are paying. I want to report to you today that you as members are paying very well, because during the year, what we call our non-performing loans reduced from 8.41% to 6%. That is a 28% reduction and improvement in the quality of the loan book. Please appreciate yourself also at that level. I know sister was whispering to me and was showing me a few numbers and saying, we will be very happy when you start giving us a dividend. You will be among these lines. And I want to appreciate that's a great challenge. It's a great challenge to all of us as leaders. And I want to report that during the year, our profitability grew by almost 400%, 380% to be precise, from 4.9 million shillings to an audited number of 23.3 million in 2021. Do I hear some claps? Thank you very much. Really constrained here, but worked very hard with you to ensure that we achieve what we had promised. Over the year 2021, we achieved quite a number of milestones. We came to you and we worked with you. We listened. One of the issues which came out very strongly was, what is the worth of our company? Do we know how much our shares are worth? What is the value of our share? And in each and everywhere, every place we went, that was a question. So we successfully conducted a share valuation that was done by a reputable institution, and they gave a share valuation of 27 shillings for the shares of Caritas Microfinance Bank. So each share is 27 shillings. That is an equivalent of 35% capital appreciation. Please appreciate yourself also. It means that you paid 20 shillings. Right now, if you are to sell to your neighbor who is sitting next to you, you'll not take anything less than 27 shillings. So in spite of the losses for the last 4 years, the share has really appreciated because of the issues which have taken place. The second milestone that we achieved over the year was restructuring Caritas Insurance Agency, which was also renamed Caritas Bank Assurance Intermediary, where now as a bank we own the intermediary 100%. And going forward, that becomes a subsidiary. So Caritas Microfinance Bank will be presenting group accounts going forward. And then that gives us the capability to ensure that we provide you with 360 degrees financial services, banking services, and loan and insurance services. So that was a significant milestone. Last year, sister mentioned that Caritas is working very closely with Nyeri, Nyeri Archdiocese, and I want to happily report that we opened a market office at Nyeri, which was activated late last year, and we will now be able to grow the business in Nyeri as we wait for Nyeri Archdiocese to construct their building for us to be able to go and occupy there. So we are growing and we are moving on very well. They say that you can't work every day and not play a little bit. So last year we also started what we call Caritas Bank Choir, our CBC that has been singing for us very well. And I wish, sister, you would have asked me to invite our CBC to sing for today's event. I'm very sure next year, Bwana Kagondo has booked that to say that Caritas Bank Choir will be performing for you as leaders next year. We have, thank you very much. We listened to the various issues which were brought about by all you as members, and we developed bundled financial products targeting several ecosystems in the church. Number one, I'll not go very, very deep into them because I know we'll have other sessions for us to be able to discuss them, is what we call Caritas Pamoja. Caritas Pamoja is me and you. We are together. You are the one who started this institution, and we came up with bundled products to be able now to grow the group and grow you as a member. So that is Caritas Pamoja. We also developed a product called Caritas Kanisa Imara, where we are targeting development needs of the church. Very, very revolutionary product around there. We also developed another product called Caritas Tabibu Imara. Caritas Tabibu Imara is targeting our health institutions belonging to the church and also church members, to ensure that we are able to receive and they're able to provide affordable services. We also developed another bundled product called Caritas Elimu Imara. This one now targets educational institutions belonging to the church and also belonging to the church members. This will enable them provide quality and affordable services to our children, and especially now that we are getting into a very high and costly CBC environment. We also, and I want to thank the zonal leaders, we also held 4 zonal meetings. One we did last night, Sister and Bishop, at the Ruaraka zone, and where we are now engaging the zonal leaders to just be able to listen to them and ask how can we improve our bank. So those discussions will happen a lot, and we'll continue doing that. So the 4 zones are Central, Eastern, Lower Kiambu, and Ruaraka. We have 8 more to go. So from here, probably, please, the zonal leaders, munione pale nyuma ya tent, ili sasa wale ambao sijawataja tupangane, tujue siku yenu ni gani. Najua we'll also get support from Waliola, who has been at the forefront to ensure that happens. We are also attending your self-help group AGMs on the ground. Last weekend alone, and I really want to thank Eastern, we attended 6 AGMs, and the members were really excited, especially when we took the Caritas Pamoja product, and they listened to it and they said, this is the product we've been waiting for, and now they're asking you as leaders to ensure that we implement that product. So those are basically the milestones that we achieved last year. I cannot sit down without making a few requests. Last year I made 7 requests, and I am glad they were all adopted. I saw them in the minutes, the 7 requests, and quite a number of things happened. So this year I want to make several requests. One is what we call CCC approach to grow the bank. Because for the government of Kenya to borrow from us, then we have to really grow this bank. And there is significant opportunity. There is significant opportunity to grow this bank to be the biggest bank in Kenya. I truly believe that is possible. So the CCC, the first C, stands for capital. We require more capital. 100 million this year, we will be able to float that, and I'm very sure members have been very, very enthusiastic, and they'll still put more 100 million with us. Number 2, moving very, very fast, is what we call capacity. We need to increase the capacity of this bank to achieve reach on the ground. We need to grow our branches. We need to grow our market offices. We need to grow our agencies. We need to grow our spread in Nairobi. This year we are focusing on in the Archdiocese of Nairobi to be able to be in the lowest area of our community. So we are proposing to open 12 new market offices. Here we will work with the zones. So each zone will have a market office, new market office, so that now we bring services closer to you. Number 3, which is very, very important, is cash flow. The third C is what we call cash flow. Cash flow is the blood of the bank. Without money, I cannot be able to grow. And this cash flow will be able to come if 100% of all the self-help groups open accounts with Caritas Microfinance Bank. Opening an active account, not just an account that stays there, but an account that is funded, and it becomes the main operative account where you pay checks, where you receive your loan payments. We will give you very good service. We also are requesting that you make Caritas become your agent. So you open agencies in your self-help groups, then pay bills, then ensure, lastly, 100% of your members open bank accounts with Caritas. So that is my CCC request from you. One is capital requirement, capacity to be able to increase the reach, and the last one is cash flow. We have a very ambitious product, a very ambitious project, what we are calling hashtag Project 102. Hashtag Project 102 means that we want to grow our profitability. And this is your profitability. From 23 million to 102 million. This will take us closer to ensuring that by 2024, we give, for the first time in the history of this bank, we give dividends to you as members. Can I hear some claps there also? So we have a very ambitious project. The second ambitious project we have is, a request I have, is please position the bank as your bank, as our bank, as the church bank of choice. That this becomes, you as a business person, because you're business people, you are employed, you are farmers, you make it become your bank of choice. Because unless we do that, we will never give loans to the government of Kenya. Second last is, we want to push a significant bank positioning statement. And I want you to remember it, because it is what that is going to drive this bank into the future. What we say is that this is my church, because remember, it's the church that came first and formed your groups. That this is my church, and this is my group, and this is my bank. So those three items, those three twins are very, very critical for us to become a significant church bank going forward. So lastly, I want to thank you leaders, seriously from the bottom of my heart, for the services you've been able to consume, for the support, especially the leaders sitting behind me here, for what you've been able to do in the year 2020. I know this year we are required to do more, and we request you leaders to be able to go 5 times the speed that you went last year, so that we are able to achieve our hashtag Project 102. And as I end, I want to end with a question from the same book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 9. Which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Thank you very much, and happy Lent period. God bless you.
Thank you, makofi, tena. Thank you very much, Mr. Mukaru. As I told you, he must do something with the market, which is good. And I think we have evolved from far at building foundations for a bank from starting to where we are today. It's not easy. We encourage you, but we also continue appealing to ourselves that it is ours. And therefore, we must be able to jealously protect and grow our bank. We hear of history of those people who became very rich in this country. The tales of the Jaga Karumes, despite having not going to school, not very well schooled, but sitting closer to the schooled people like Kibaki. And how they became rich is nothing else but these portfolio earnings of buying shares to formidable and credible institutions. Now this is one of our own. Mr. Mukaru, I can promise you and tell you, come again and continue knocking. And the door is going to be opened. Na nataka kukuambia umekaa hapa Nairobi sana. Sasa ukuje huko mashinani. So unasikia tunaongea kutoka pale chini tunaenda juu Kwa hivyo tufanye hiyo kazi na tufanye vizuri, tukutane na wewe kule mashinani. Those groups are also willing to support the bank, but they want to hear the critical promise, articulate, and how they are going to yield. We thank you very much. After that, now we want to give a very few minutes from Passes Insurance Company. They are here with us. They are also one of our own Passes Insurance. Oh, ako hapa. Karibu. I know you will also be able to save us 2 minutes. Yes?
Your Lordship, Bishop David Kamau, the Director, Caritas Nairobi, Sister Mary Mbashi, the CEO, Caritas Bank, Mr. Mukaru, and all protocols observed. Good afternoon. Good afternoon once again. I'll take very few minutes, but since we are not well known, I'll request the team of Patches to just quickly come forward so that we can be able to get known. And as they come forward, I sincerely want to thank the Director, Caritas Nairobi, and the organizing committee through Sister Modesta for giving us this opportunity to be here with you, to engage with you, and to connect with you. So I'll quickly introduce the team that is here with me, and I'll start with the gentleman just near me. He's called Vincent Ocheng. He's the head of commercial, and he heads the marketing division. We have Mary Elizabeth, who is the executive assistant, and she ensures that we are in the right place at the right time and in the right mode. Then we have Belinda Kubania. Then we have Belinda Kubania. She's the head of the medical division, and most of us have engaged with her, and she'll be giving us a brief because from the various forums, engagements, we have had concerns on that area, and there's something that she has in store for us. Then we have Stephen Kinejui. He's also assisting in the medical division. Then we have Patrick Omwenga. We realized that we have a lot to tap in the faith-based sector. And we have a desk now that is managing that area to ensure that we are all served and we create a customer experience for our own. That is why Patrick Omwenga is with us to ensure that the faith-based section is taken care of. So thank you very much, team, and you can take your seats. First, before we allow Belinda to just come in front, I would want to introduce myself. My name is Jean Moegi, the team leader of Patches Insurance Company. And I have experience in finance and strategy, accounting and insurance. I have been with the company for the last 11 years, served in various roles. And as you can see, the company is no longer a baby. It has matured to where we are now. I must say that this company being one of the institutions owned by the church, there's a lot that we haven't tapped into. And for me, looking at the dream of where Patches is, we being the partners of the institutions, or being one of the institutions formed by the church, there's a lot of strategic partnerships that we can have so that we can be able to grow our own. As we say, God is our protector. But we have been given an assignment. All of us have been given an assignment here on earth. And our assignment as Patches is to safeguard your assets, to safeguard your health, and to safeguard your reputation. So that is the assignment that we have been given as Patches. And we are doing this so that we can be able to achieve our vision, which is the icon of trust and reliability. I can also say that we are blessed as an ecosystem, but we haven't tapped on our blessings as our ecosystem as the Catholic Church. We have facilities in all the sectors in this country, the transportation sector, the financial sector. Now, today I was hearing that we are going into the agribusiness and dairy. And for us to tap into these blessings, we need to work together to support one another as institutions so that we can be able to grow our own institutions for sustainability for our institutions. So for me, that is the agenda for the last 2 years and the next 3 years in our 3-year strategy. We are driving the agenda of growing and creating strategic partnerships so that we can be able to support our own institutions. Because as an insurance company, we can be able to tap a lot from your institutions, and we can be able to support a lot, especially on the medical front. We can be able to support on the transportation front, because some of us have garages. We can be able to support also on the hotel and tourism sector, because most of us have hotels and conference facilities. So for me, I'm looking at that ecosystem. We can be able to partner together, create strategic partnerships so that we can be able to grow our own and be sustainable. So thank you. Those are my brief remarks, and I'll allow Belinda Kubania to just talk a little bit about ourselves, and will not take much time. We have a table right at the back where we will be able to engage and also talk about our products and be able to address any concerns that you have for those ones who are already have tested our services. We are right back and will remain behind to address any concerns that you have. Thank you very much.
Your Lordship, Bishop David Kamau, our Director, Sister Mary, our CEO, Caritas Microfinance Bank, Mr. Mukaro, all leaders present, all protocols observed. Good afternoon. Good afternoon again. God is good, and all the time. Thank you so much, the organizers of this event, for giving us a chance to present to you our solutions. I'll not dwell so much because our MD has already alluded to who we are, but we are looking forward to your support. My agenda this afternoon is just to highlight some of the solutions we have as a company, but to conclude it all, we are seated at the back there of the tent to just give any clarifications that any of us may have. Well, in line with the theme of this year, which is discernment for a transformative growth, we are looking at what solutions we as an insurance company can offer to be in line with this theme. I know most of us will agree with me that the cost of healthcare in the country is so high. Actually, looking at the recent statistics, we are the most expensive countries in the East Africa region in terms of the cost of the healthcare. The cost of admission in Kenya, mostly in the private institutions, that is the hospitals, is around 130,000. That's the much you're going to spend, at least, for any admission. Our nearest neighbors in Tanzania, they spend around 158 USD, which is close to 30,000 Kenya shillings. And you're not saying that the quality of the healthcare they provide is not up to standard. So really, we have an agenda to drive as a country. I think we've seen the government try to push affordable healthcare. There was a bill recently that they were trying to push, but of course they didn't see the light of the day, whereby they are trying to regulate the charges by the doctors and the hospitals. It didn't see the light of the day. But in one of the big four agendas, the major agenda is universal health coverage, which the objective of this agenda is to provide quality and affordable health care to the society. Most of us will agree or have had an encounter where we have a friend, a relative, our own siblings maybe, who at a point or another have been bombarded with very high bills. What do they end up doing? Some, of course, come to us to help fundraise for their hospital bills. Others deplete the savings they put in the bank. Some will go for loans at Caritas Microfinance. We encourage that you take loans, but we do not encourage you to take loans to offset medical bills. We want to encourage growth, prosperity. So taking loans is to drive other projects that will give us returns, but not to settle hospital bills, okay? Statistics again show that over 1 million Kenyans every year are driven to the poverty levels because of catastrophic high bills at the service providers. So we as a company, Purchase Insurance Company, we've been driving, we have been creating awareness for the need for all of us to take a medical insurance cover. So what this medical insurance cover does is in the event one is unwell and they need to seek treatment, you do not have to delay that treatment because you do not have money in your pocket at that point. So the insurance cover then kicks in to settle those bills. You do not have to worry looking for friends, relatives to help you fundraise to enable you offset a high medical bill. We as an insurance company then kicks in to ensure that you get that quality and affordable treatment at your nearest facility. So that's one of the agenda we've been trying to push. There have been a lot of engagement with the Caritas leadership, and thank you, Sister Mary, Sister Modesta, for always giving us a chance to come present to you what we have. There have been a lot of discussions. We are almost in the final stages of coming up with a very well packaged solution to the membership of the Caritas self-help groups. I know we've already provided solutions to Caritas Nairobi and other Caritases in other dioceses, and I think they can attest to the fact that their staff are now more productive because they do not have to worry about, in the event of a sickness of themselves or their children, their spouses, they do not have money to cater for that. We also have gone to an extra mile of covering some of the staff in some of the self-help groups. I know not everybody is on board yet, but we will be engaging with the leadership to ensure that everybody gets onto this cover. The later stages will be now ensuring that the entire membership of all the self-help groups are covered. This is in line to ensuring that we have a healthier society, and of course we know for sure a healthier society ensures a wealthy society and a growth in whatever society we are talking about. So health is critical when it comes to any development of a project, of a society. So that's what we'll be pushing for. So number one, medical insurance will ensure that you guys take medical insurance, and the package is very affordable. You should be able to pay roughly less than 500 bob per month to secure a very comprehensive medical cover. The other thing I know, the self-help groups have a program where we give some sort of, it's called a Benevolent Fund. We have a Benevolent Fund whereby when one passes on, we come in, or the program comes in to help the next of kin with a proper send-off for their loved ones. We also have a package called Last Expense or Purchase to Lizo. We will be launching it soon, a very competitive product, very affordable, less than 50 bob per month. You not need to run to the kitty to get some lump sum from the kitty to offset or to take care of the last expense or the last expenses when you are sending off a loved one. So that again we are rolling soon. It's very affordable. I don't think 40 bob, 50 bob per month is such a big thing that will shake our pockets. But when you look at the benefits you are going to derive from this package, they are quite immense. Again, you do not want to leave your children or maybe parents with the burden of thinking of how do we get money, how do we raise money to help organize for a good send-off for our members. So that's the other product we have in the offering, and through the membership and the leadership, we'll be able to get to the the groups to be able to sell it or encourage the membership to take it up. So again, you do not deplete the savings in the bank or the deposits in the bank to provide a solution that would have provided even at a very, very significant lower cost. We have different other products for the institutions. We have property insurances that takes care of the institution. We have WIBA for the employees. At the lower levels, we have the domestic packages for the members to take care of their contents in their houses. We have, of course, the normal one, which is mandatory in the country. We have a motor package or insurance package. So all this, we are doing it together. And now that Mr. Mokaro highlighted that they now have a fully fledged agency, we'll be working closely with them to push this agenda of providing affordable insurance solutions to the membership. And we appreciate the opportunity. We'll be back there at the tent, and we are available to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I hand over the mic. Asante.
Thank you. I can even hear the clap. That was necessary. It touches on our personal life. And for those who understand the Maslow hierarchy of needs, we know health is so basic. Therefore, let us utilize the opportunity, seek any clarifications as they are seated behind there. And they are also connected to us as a church fraternity. So thank you. Makofi kwa tena. Thank you. Now, we are human beings and we like being recognized. It is now for time for those who have performed well to be recognized and be awarded accordingly, because we all perform, but we perform differently. And therefore, this session again will move very fast. It will be led by our coordinator, Eric Gichofi. So we are giving you the shortest time possible, but I know he is capable of doing that. Tumpigie makofi akija.
My Lord Bishop and David Kamau, our Assistant Director, Caritas Nairobi, Sister Mary Bashi, our CEO, Caritas Microfinance Bank, my colleagues in the Advisory Board, and leaders and my colleagues in Caritas Nairobi and the Caritas Microfinance Bank. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
God is good.
All the time.
And all the time.
God is good.
I'll take a very short time in this process. But before I go to that, I want to appreciate your feedback that you gave last year, that you'd want this process to be more involving. We listened. We brought your idea to the Advisory Board. They have discussed it, and we have agreed that going forward, this process of awards will be starting from the grassroots level. We'll be starting from your groups to your zones, then the climax will be here at the Archdiocese of Nairobi level. This is to ensure that every group is seen, every group is recognized, and every group knows where it sits at a certain point for them to be able to work hard to get to the top. Hiyo iko sawa? Iko sawa? So for this year, we also involved them a little bit, but we were not able to go down to the grassroots. We did that through our documents, through the audit management letters, and the reports that have been coming from the system and from your groups. So we are trying our level best to ensure that this process is more involving, and I know come next year, you will participate either down at the group level, at the zone level, or even here at the Ragum level. So we're going to have different categories. If you look at the back page of your, some few pages back of your document, you'll be able to see the categories that were being considered for this process. And before I give the awards, I would want to also recognize that our bank has also been able to be in that process of recognizing those who have been performing well and are appreciating them in a special way. One thing I'll say, we are all performers. When you look at the share capital, the members' growth, even if maybe challenges have been there, we are still doing so much. And we are still doing so much, all of us. We are all winners. But we always ask that we do an extra mile as we compete with others to achieve the vision of our servant of God, Michael Cardinal Tunga. So before I continue, I'll ask the CEO Caritas Microfinance Bank to come and award those who have performed well, especially on the side of the bank.
Thank you very much, Eric. As I introduce the subject, I want to request that Sister Pamba and Dennis, don't know where you are sitting here. Oh, thank you very much. You will come and do the reading of these awards, and we will invite the various dignitaries to be able to do the awards. Your Lordship, last year this team made several suggestions. We listened and we have implemented. So we have categorized these various categories in two: the urban groups and the rural groups. Because they said, oh, urban, if you say the numbers, you are more. So you will always be taking the leadership. So we categorize them into two, urban and leadership. As a bank, it has been a tradition to really ensure that we recognize what we can say our parents, because you are our parents. You have to keep on going back home and telling your parent, thank you very much for giving birth to you. And where they are doing very well, you talk about it. So I'll allow Dennis to walk us through this list, and together with Sister and Bishop, we will be able to award the certificates. Thank you very much. Dennis?
Thank you, David. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We have 5 categories, and in those 5 categories, let me start with category number 1. This is on those groups which have done very well as far as agency banking is concerned. And for the urban groups, the winner is Assumption of Mary Catholic Church, Umoja. Number 2 is, that should be followed by Divine Word, Paris Kayole. The second category is on groups which are from the rural groups. That is 1, Gisharan Catholic Church Serval Group, then followed by Kairi Catholic Church Serval Group. That's for Gisaran. Then Kairi.
Somanga huyu mwingine. Yes, makofi kwao, tuwapigie makofi, asante sana.
So our category number 2 is around groups which have opened accounts. Number 1 is Umoja, that's under the urban groups, then followed by All Family Basilica.
Aya, tutoke haraka, Umoja. Tujaribu kujikaza kidogo because of time. Watu wakiitwa wanaja haraka. And you be lively. An award is not just a simple thing, eh?
So, Graham, you prepare to give the next certificates.
Hiyo ni Basilica, eh? Makofi. Hata kama hujapewa, hata wewe wapigie makofi. Next time it will be you.
Then we have Gisharani and Karia Self-Help Group.
Gisharani and Karia. Gisharani kwanza. Wako karibu, mkuje haraka.
Gisharani is for the number of accounts which have been opened, the highest number of accounts by a rural group, but also overall, they have also opened the highest number of accounts.
Makofi, thank you Vigesharani.
And then Karia.
Karia, Kairi na Karia. Sinakaribiana sana eh?
Yes, yes.
Okay, makofi kwao, asante sana. Hiyo ni Karia. Hapana, hii ni ya Kiambu. Karia hii ni Kiambu zone eh?
Okay.
Thank you.
The next category which will be presented by our director Graham is on groups which operates depots through our pay-bills and merchants. The number one is Rural Members Development Fund, followed by Umoja Catholic Church Self-Help Group.
Ruido first. Ruido very fast, they are coming. Wachangamke, makofi kwao. Tuwapigie makofi wachangamke. Na sijui kama hii photo zitaona hiyo mask, sijui unaweza kuondoa kidogo for the purposes of the photo. Okay, thank you very much Ruido. Good. Picha imechukua. Asante. Hiyo ingine ni Umoja.
Yes, yes.
Sasa hiyo zondore patachoka. Anachia mani wa Umoja. Asante, pengine asimame hapo asiondoke. You never know. Okay, makofi kwa Umoja. Thank you.
The rural groups are Gagire Catholic Church Self-Help Group, followed by Kagambwa Catholic Church Self-Help Group.
Good. Gagire ni Kagambwa. Gagire wako. Ama tuenda hiyo ingine?
Gagire.
Gagire kutoka huko kwa majani chai. Yes, zone rep can join them I think. Kama hutaki ngoja kidogo zone rep akuje. Si hiyo ni ngoja kidogo. Hiyo ni kazi yake. Akulie matunda yake tu. Si ndio? Makofi kwao. Thank you very much Gagire. That is from very far. That is good. The other one?
Kagambwa.
Kagabwa. Also from Mangu zone I think.
I will request Sister Mary to award the next group category. We recognize the most improved agent.
Thank you, Graham. Sister Mary now.
The most improved agent for the bank is Karia Catholic Church Self-Help Group.
Karia once again, not Kairi. Karia.
Those names are Karia.
Karia ni flowing water, while Kairi is kabrak, eh? To differentiate. Okay. Hii ni Karia. Oh, kumbe Ngashi hata wewe umepata nafasi. Yeah, okay, that's good from Kiambu. Asante sana. Makofi kwao, wachangamke.
Our Lordship, I will request you reward the next category.
Okay.
No, sister, you don't move. Yes.
Soma.
The second runners up in terms of the main awards, that is Old Family Basilica Self-Help Group. It is just here. They have been using the bank all through. And we realize all of their accounts which they refer to the bank and everything which they are requested, they always forward to the bank. Also, we recognize as among the best groups in terms of second runners-up is Old Family Basilica.
Basilica, makofi kwao. In fact, we would wonder if they would not. They are just on the same ground. So, thank you very much, Basilica. Makofi tena. Asante.
Second runners-up is St. Francis Kasarani. This is a group which issued almost 5,600 checks last year. All of their banking has been consolidated to Caritas. Their baby is mapped to us, and generally every activity they do, they are using the bank account.
So, Kasalani, come forward. Graham there with the support of the group. St. Francis Kasalani, thank you very much. Somanga wengine.
The overall winner in that category will be presented by our Lord Bishop.
Okay.
This is one group. I think it has been coming here. It is classified as a rural group, but it's not really a rural group. A very good ambassador of the bank with very many agent transactions, very good offices, good business referrals, and that is Gisaran Catholic Church Self-Help Group.
Gichalan once again. Chairman, tafadhali legeza hiyo mask. Umepigwa zote na mask, eh? Okay. Ili waone ukichangamka. Makofi kwao Isharani. Thank you. Asante. I think that is done. Thank you. We move on.
We do recognize, hold on. The best zone, that is a zone which has our bank accounts with the bank and also very active groups, and that is Eastern Zone.
Eastern Zone? Eastern Zone. Who is the representative? Michael again. That is Michael. Thank you very much. Eastern Zone. Makofi tena kwao. Thank you.
And the last,
formerly Kenya Zone, but now Michael. Thank you.
The last award from us is on the best zonal representative and the ambassador of the bank. This one zonal rep who has been active in both on our social media and bank events. Very jovial, always talking of the bank, and that's none other than James Kinyanjui.
James Kinyanjui, the immediate former zonal rep of Eastern Zone, ataperekewa na tumpigie makofi in absence. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dennis. Thank you, Your Lordship. Thank you so much, my Lord Bishop. Allow me now to take a few minutes to take us through the other categories within Caritas Nairobi self-help program. And I'll go very fast, and I'll ask Bona CEO, Caritas Microfinance Bank, to come and help me give these people certificates and trophies to those who are winning. First category is Credit Management Award. This one, what we are looking at is the management of credit, default management, implementation of the policies, and here I mean loan policies, and loan portfolio performance. So number 3, we have one of our new groups, which has come up very well, St. Benedetta Catholic Church Goigwa Self-Help Group in Thika Zone. St. Benedetta, thank you so much. Let's appreciate them, please. They are I think less than 3 years old, and they are doing so well. We value the support we are receiving even from the patron. Our priest is they are really supporting us, and we really appreciate that. At number 2, we have St. Augustine Catholic Church Juja Self-Help Group, again from Thika Zone. Please come forward for your certificate. Kindly to Arakisha. Please, let's appreciate them. Maybe the reason you are not receiving is because you don't appreciate the others. Let's appreciate the others so that tomorrow you'll also be appreciated. And number 1 in that category, we have St. Joseph Catholic Church Dagoretti Market. That's in Western Zone. Dagoretti Market, please. That's in our some of our rural groups or semi-urban groups. Then as they are awarded, we have category number 2. Here we are looking at the self-help program mobilization and recruitment, and we are looking at the group with the highest membership recruitment. We are looking at the group with the highest loan uptake by members, high active membership, and high increment in savings. So it's not only about membership, it's also making sure that the members are also benefiting. And number 3, we have St. Jude Catholic Church Kifagari from Limuru Zone. St. Jude, kindly. Let's appreciate St. Jude, please. St. Jude Kifagari. At number 2, we have Holy Cross Catholic Church Dadora Self-Help Group from Eastern Zone. Let's appreciate them also as they come to receive their award. That's the Muru Zone. Their zone rep there. Alan. Holy Cross Dadora, please. Then we have at number 1, St. Benedette Catholic Church Goigwa self-help group from Thika Zone. Let's appreciate that new group. And my request to them is let's keep the fire burning, and let's also go out to others and also help them to be as active as we are. Number 3, Goigwa. Thank you. The third category is the most innovative self-help group. We were looking at use of technology. We were looking at member retention. It's like Moses said, we need to bring our new members and also ensure that they stay with us. So let's always ensure that we keep them. We don't release them to go out there. Let's listen to them and give that which they need. Then member recruitment and products innovation. At number 3 in that category, we have St. Francis Catholic Church Kasarani self-help group. Kindly, St. Francis, very fast. Then we have at number 2, St. Paul's Catholic Church Chapel self-help group. St. Paul's Chapel, please, from Central Zone. St. Francis Kasarani is from Ruaraka Zone. St. Paul's, I know they are young, they should be running here. Mr. Sabuni, thank you. Then at number 1, we have Holy Cross Catholic Church Dadora self-help group. Very, very fast, please. We have category number 4, the self-help program-based HR Management Award. This is given to the groups which have shown staff competence, staff welfare, and conducive working environment for the members of staff. And at number 3, we have St. Paul's Chapel from Central Zone, Nairobi Central. To appreciate it, tafadhali. Thank you. At number 2, we have St. Joseph Catholic Church Gadanga self-help group. Gadanga is in Kiambu Zone. And then at number 1, and I wish you can go and find out what the staff in that group does, we have St. Francis Catholic Church Kasarani self-help group. Let's appreciate them. And we're also looking at conflict management skills for the management and the skills. The other category are those who are found to be leading. We have a persons in good standing in terms of how are you leading in your savings, in member recruitment, in your leadership and all that. Marketing skills and communication. We have 2 leaders here. One is a lady and a gentleman. Susan Wamboi Guro from St. Peter Wai Catholic Church self-help group. Susan anajitaga Sudev. Ako wapi? Susan? Okay. Then a gentleman from St. Charles Ruanga. Wale wa homes. Wanatuambianga kuna wale wanakaa nyumbani na kuna wale wanakaa kwa nyumba. So they usually challenge us to ensure that the groups help us to move from our houses and go to our homes. Edward from Limuru? He was here, I don't know where he went. Edward? Okay, maybe the zone rep can take on his behalf. And also a promise to the 2 that we also give you a check next week to appreciate what you have done. Then the other category, number 8, is the most improved zone. And I'm sure you're almost guessing which zone is this. The zone with the highest number of activated groups. The zone with the highest participation in program activities, that is CSI and meetings. The zone with the highest group with the staff. The zone with the highest number of automated groups. And at number 3, the certificate will come later, but I'll ask that you come and shake hand with Mr. Graham. Central Zone, Central Zone. The zone rep can, Central Zone, amuka huku, hata muji appreciate. Nairobi Central Zone. Then Graham will shake your own hand, Oraka Zone. Appreciate your zone rep, please. And at number 1, which is it? Number 1? Number 1? Mangu Zone. Then we have zone representative and the zone secretary of the year. All of them have been doing so well. All of them have really shaped this program, especially during COVID time when we could not go to the ground. They really did a lot of work to connect us with the groups. So what we are looking at is the general zone coordination, innovative CSI activities, and most improved zone. And I will ask Sister Mary to kindly help me award them. At number, no, it's only one zone rep and secretary. For the secretary, we have Simon Kenyanjui Memia from Gatito Kiganjo zone. Simon from Gatito Kiganjo zone. That is the zone which has a number of groups, and one of the zone which is joining Gatondo zone to conform with the Dinari, Gatondo Dinari. And the zone rep, Ninani? This zone rep his zone has conducted 100% audit in the year 2021, including groups which had 3 years in audit. He also revived, sister please. He also revived Our Lady of Fatima Keriko and 3 more groups in that parish. That is, we have St. Joseph Catholic Church Igamba Silver Group, All Saints Ngedu, and St. Mary Gorongo. They have all come to the system. They are all using the MyForce or the Lux D60 system. He has also assisted in the upcoming groups in migration and providing personnel assistance to ensure that they migrate and their data is cleaned up. His zone has no dormant group at the moment. All of them are active. And this is none other than Joseph Gogi from Mangu Zone. Joseph, we appreciate you. We thank you for the work you have been doing. We thank you for what you have been doing, and we really appreciate the work that you have done for that zone. Please keep it up and ensure that you do it. Sister, the last one, because this is you who have been really pushing for it, the Mentorship Award. Sister has been telling us, go out there, make sure those who are not in, they come in. And here we are looking at the groups that has opened its doors to others to benchmark with them. They have supported other groups in achieving compliance levels, and they have always gone out to see what their neighbors are doing. So we have groups which look at what are other groups doing, what challenges are they facing, and they journey with them. They go out of their way, and they ensure that they hold their hands. At number 3, we have St. Francis Catholic Church Kasarani Silver Group. St. Francis, kindly, very fast. And number 2, we have Immaculate Conception Catholic Church Gisharani Self-Help Group. And at number 1, wakona project wanaita Inua Jirani, Holy Cross Catholic Church Self-Help Group, Dadora. Holy Cross, Dadora. Thank you so much, and thank you, Sister Director, for helping us in that. The last 2, I'll ask my Lord Bishop to kindly help me in awarding these. We have 2 main categories remaining. One is the Self-Help Program Staff of the Year from the groups. Here we looked at those who are compliant with the policies, and they also, when they realize there is a gap, they always call us to inform of those gaps. They have been performing supervisory role, whether they are many or they are themselves. We always ask even those staff who are alone in their groups to be holding personal meetings and ask themselves, what are we doing? What are we supposed to do? Marketing roles within the group, communication, and innovativeness. In some of these groups, you'll find even their Facebook page, they are very active. Whatever is happening in the market, they always inform their members. So my Lord Bishop, kindly help me award at number 3, Frederick Kuboka Marungu from St. Jude Satellite Catholic Church. Frederick, we appreciate you. Continue doing that good job. At number 2, you have Kelvin Karanja from St. Paul's Chapel. Kelvin, if you open even their website, you always find so many things done by him to the members and to the community. Then at number 1, from St. Francis Kasarani, we have Jacqueline Muitambo Gagire. We really appreciate you. And again, we also promise that we also give you a check come next week. Same case to the zone rep and also the zone secretary. Then we have the overall. And I wish that we can join them in celebrating this award. The overall, what we are looking at is, of course, all the combined parameters. Group that has registered highest number of growth in assets, and group that has performed very well in all other categories. At number 3, we have St. Paul's Chapel, Catholic Church Self-Help Group. Please, Mr. Sabuni, you can come and let's appreciate St. Paul's, please. Let's appreciate them. They have done a good job. I always say being number 1 is very easy, but retaining number 1 inaweza kuwa ngumu. At number 2, we have Holy Cross Dandora Catholic Church Self-Help Group. And finally, at number 1, we have St. Francis Kasarani Self-Help Group. Let's appreciate St. Francis. They hand it, they went, they gave it out, they are now getting it back. And we really give this appreciation to the former chair. May his soul rest in peace, Mr. Onzombi. He really journeyed with this group. He ensured that they retain the top position. Even if they gave out the award or the trophy, Baba Askofu utanisaidia sio mkiwa na director. So he has always ensured that group shine in many things. He has been challenging our policies in a big way. He has been challenging us. He has been on the forefront. He is the one who pushed very much for the bank to do shares revaluation. May God rest his soul in peace. He left us in December, on 12th of December, and he is together with the Jews. So we appreciate him, and we appreciate the team that he was working with to achieve this. May God bless you. May God continue blessing you. So members, those are the awards. Please make sure, come next year. As we start the process from Mashinani, your group is there. Tuko pamoja? Their group is there. Thank you so much.
Thank you to PG Eric Makofi for that session. It has gone very fast. We thank God for that. And now we are almost there. Questions and comments were streaming in. They will take shortest time possible. I start with the first one. What is the purpose and meaning of Sebori Coffertory? The board sat down together with the staff, and we came up with this. In the next 5-10 minutes, we'll be through.
Thank you. I'll take them through very fast. There are those that my colleague, Mr. Geshomo, will also help me to answer. The first one from Patrick Joroge, Sacred Heart Kawainda. Has our self-help groups grown to a point where we need guaranteed loan to guarantee our loans with assets, e.g. logbook, title deed, and some members because some members lack guarantors? They are saying 90% of the members are comfortable with the groups, and we need to journey with them. And the answer to that, also together with the one that was asked by Francis Dirango from St. Peter and Paul, again on the same, is that currently, like in the speech that was given by the director, we are in the process of reviewing our self-regulatory framework. So we have given the consultants through the board unconditional and unlimited support to come to you and get as much information as possible. So we have not closed any door to any idea. If they tell us through that regulatory framework that taking collaterals will be okay, then we'll work towards achieving that. If they tell us taking chattel mortgages, that is the household goods, is okay, then we'll receive that, and through the board, we will be able to guide accordingly. If they tell us to remain where we are on a sharing to a sharing guarantorship, then we will try to see how innovatively we can make it more attractive to everybody and make it be user-friendly so that we can be able, all of us, to benefit. So I'll ask you to give us time to receive the report from the regulatory framework consultant, that is FinTech Frontiers, and wherever they will give us, our board, led by our archbishops, will be able to look at that and advise us on the way forward. St. Peter Wai, Vitalis Opondo, you're asking whether we can start buying lands and plots. And when the CEO was talking, he said we have entered into an MOU. And this MOU is also helping us to meet some of the needs that currently, before the framework comes, that we are not able to do in our current status. So in that MOU, we have given very good products on lands and plot purchase with very good interest rates, with very friendly rates. We have shared the MOU, but we will keep on sharing so that it can get to many of you. And we will ensure that we still continue to engage the bank so that we can also see how we can get these properties easily without being conned out there. So that's a discussion, and that is a product that is already there, and the discussions to improve the same are still ongoing. The other one is on loan repayment time, and this is from St. Charles Ruanga Kamirido by Felista Mombi. Loan repayment time is it the month or the date of the month? The check was given to a member that says you're late to pay. So this, what the member is saying is that alipewa check wakati tayari anaambiwa ako late kulipa before hata receive ile pesa. So I think that is a system error. But what we did is we complied with the industry, and we complied with what is supposed to happen, such that if you are given a loan today on 5th of March, then your first payday is after 1 month, which is 5th of April. Initially, it was end month, and what we realized is the system was not picking interest to all the members who are paying on 1st of every month. And some members had known that. So every 1st ungeleta pesa, ndio isipik interest. So tukaenda to the regulations and also to the industry, and we realized that is how it is done. But if it will have challenges, we can always sit and review it to make it much more friendly to our members. That also answers the question. Okay, I'll get there. Then the other one from Gadanga, St. Joseph by Martin, asking, kindly clarify the relevance of symbolic of authority has already been given. Holy Family Basilica, Lilian Bosira is asking, question on medical cover. We pay 73,000 per staff, very expensive. I may add yet an very expensive. I may add yet an outpatient cover, and the outpatient cover is 70,000. So what this member is saying, they are comparing paying 73 premium and the outpatient cover of 70,000. What happens within this cover is, it is as per your family. If your family is small, the amount paid is small. If your family is big, then the amount which you pay is a bit much more, because the beneficiaries from that particular package or that particular cover, there are many. But again, when you pay, that amount represents both the outpatient and the inpatient. For example, if the outpatient is 70,000, like you've said, the inpatient is 500,000. So I think it's fair if you pay 73,000 and you are covered 500,000 and you also covered 70,000. But again, for more information, we can also visit Patches out at the back there. They will be able to help you get more clarity. We have a question which, after I am done, Mr. Gishomo will come and answer from St. Paul's. They are asking, can we have an explanation on the huge variation in budget for the year 2022, i.e. income from stationery and trainings? So Gishomo will be able to answer that. Then there is a question from St. Charles Ruanga, Kamiredo. Number one question is, they are saying, it is unfair to suspend the medical cover under the pretext that the groups are not paying. Caritas should pay, then follow up on reimbursement through respective invoices to the groups that have not paid. Yeah, we received the challenge. Yes, what happened is we had promised patches through Almini that we will make the payment by end of February. Remember, the cover payment was supposed to be from January 1st. So they gave us 2 months to be able to pay. We have followed up on that invoice, promising. So when we realized yesterday it was suspended, that was yesterday when it was suspended, we are engaging them to give us a little bit more time so that we can make that payment, then we can follow up on those groups. But my challenge to you is, kindly, tukue watu wa kulipa mandeni. Si tunaambia members wetu walipe on time loans. Na sisi tufanye aje? Tulipe mandeni on time, tafadhali. Because purchase is also reinsured. And they are also expected to pay for that amount that we pay, that we are insured with. So it is only fair that when our due date comes, which is 1st of January, we make our payments. We will make sure at the office that we give you invoices in time. I know maybe that could have been a challenge, so that you also make that decision very fast, so that we avoid our members of staff going to the hospital and they are told their covers are suspended. Then the other one is we have booked audit entry meeting in advance, but Caritas has been slow in responding. Our members get agitated, especially in regard to the surplus. Why the delay? I know Sister mentioned something when she was giving her speech, and she said due to some challenges we were not able to meet our targets, and we are still facing a few challenges here and there, especially where we go to the audit having planned for like a week or 3 days, then we realize that there is a reason which makes the auditor to go deeper than where they had intended to go, widen the scope of audit. So last year, I think because of COVID, we had a number of suspected cases of misappropriation, which now, because we are given the mandate to ensure that we leave the group when everything is sorted, we widen our scope of audit, thus affecting the other deliverables that we are supposed to be giving. But we are doing our level best. Our director is really working with us to ensure that we at least see how we can cover up for that time that is taken while we are working on maybe an investigation or a forensic audit to a group that has issues. Then number 3 is, I suggest we revert to the old method of repaying loan at the end of or the beginning of the month. I think that one I've already answered. From St. Dominic Mweki Catholic Church, they are saying note number 8, explanation on the increased electricity bill from the year 2020 to 2021. Again, Geshomo will be able to answer that. And from St. Matia Moruba, Oliver Waweru is saying, or is asking, why are self-guaranteed loans not allowed to take loans, and it is affecting our groups as our members are exiting from the groups? There is no risk involved when they take self-guaranteed loan. I think this question is addressing the issue of CRB. Has it been a challenge? Has it? From our communication in the zone meetings, we say the advisory board has been looking at this issue, and they have been through the risk committee looking at the risk involved in taking a self-guaranteed loan, and they realized the risk is not much. But also we have a duty to journey with every member who is taking a loan, whether self-guaranteed or guaranteed loan. So what they agreed is that for those who are taking self-guaranteed loan, what we will do, we will play an advisory role. We will help them to know the reason behind them being listed, and we will also help them and ask them to ensure that they update their records. Because it's not only the loan that will be affected by CRB listing. Even other maybe activities or other services that they may require from even the government may be affected by that status. So the loan will be given. So from now we have said, if a member is coming for a self-guaranteed loan, do not decline. Do not deny them the loan. But what you will do is, please advise them. So what we are saying is, the referencing will still be done. The CRB report will still be gotten for the purpose of advising that customer. But from now henceforth, we have agreed that do not decline because a self-guaranteed loan is, the member is listed. Go ahead and give the member the loan, but ensure that you advise them to repay and to correct their status. We have one which has just come from Dominic Gogi. He's asking, do Purchase Insurance have a package for self-help groups members as groups, as a group? And the second one is, do you also offer asset cover, motor vehicles, and who are your agencies? Do you have a final rights cover, that is purchase again? Can the same medical cover given to staff also be extended to the management too? Wow. I'll answer the last one, and I'll ask the leader maybe to answer the other three. The last one, the advisory board is still looking into this. They are looking into this together with the members cover to see whether it will be possible also for us to go ahead and extend the cover to the members of management. Our Purchase Insurance has been giving us very good products, and I'm sure that will be done. So, okay, I'm guided that for those questions that are purchased, that are asked to purchase, kindly go to their desk and have them answered. But I can answer, yes, they have package for the groups, and that is what we are almost finalizing for our members of the self-help groups. And also asset cover and motor vehicle covers, yes, I can say they also have them because I'm also insured there, especially on the motor vehicle. I also know they have asset cover, but for more information, kindly go to their desk. Also the final rights, I'm thinking this is the final benefits. So I also know they have a final cover, or what we call the benevolent cover. So for more information, kindly get to their desk. And the very last one, your lordship, it has just come. Caritas Nairobi used to give notebooks and pens during Lagum. What happened? We take the challenge. We thought we will do that next time. Thank you.
Okay. Yeshomo, 3 minutes, please. Very fast.
Thank you. Respond to the question from St. Paul on the shift on the income pertaining to sale of stationery. Yes, we have a shift from the budget at 2.5 in the previous year to the current 4 million. Why is this shift? One, we have other streams of income. One, like right now you can see at the back there, we have some promotional materials that are part and parcel of the voted sale of stationery. That means the shift will be there. We are selling at a reasonable margin from the cost. So we'll try to increase our revenues from that. The other question was on note number 8 on the utilities. We have the cost for electricity, why we are budgeting to 450. Yes, we have 2 offices in Ruiru right now. And in those 2 offices, we are the ones who pay for the utilities cost, that in terms of electricity. And that's why you see we have a bit of increment from the previous years. The other costs are about the service cost and the branch office. You can also see the branch office rent. Previously, we used to pay around 198,000. Now we are paying 438,000. So because we have tried to COVID rules, my social distance, so we have 2 offices in Ruiru. We're trying to juggle our stuff there. Thank you.
That's pretty good. Makofi kwake. Thank you very much. Thank you. I think we are almost done. The other assignment I will give to sister, kindly come and invite our chief guest to address us.
Thank you very much. As we head towards the end of our program today, I'm humbled with a simple responsibility, requesting our chief guest, His Lordship, David Kamau, to come and address us and also encourages where necessary. Your Lordship, you are most welcome. Let us start and appreciate him. Actually, he has really been patient until now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the honor. First of all, I would like to give best wishes and kind regards from His Grace, Archbishop Philip Anyolo. We had a meeting this morning together, but then I had to leave that meeting. I left him there to come here. So as I was coming, he said that he's with you and that I give you his best wishes and regards. So, honorable members, social promotion, judicial trustees, Nairobi board members present, and all protocol observed. Once again, I am happy to preside over this self-help program leaders annual general meeting, and this is the 30th assembly. And on behalf of the Archdiocese of Nairobi leadership, I appreciate your leaders assembled here today, as well as the people you represent, and imagine the extraordinary role you play in economic empowerment and sustainability within the Archdiocese of Nairobi. Your impact has been felt over the last 39 years, where out of the self-help program, people have started and expand their business. Children have gone to school, medical bills have been cleared, and individuals have undertaken development activities, just to mention a few. As we hold this annual general meeting, I invite you to appreciate the servant of God, Maurice Michael Cardinal Tunga, whose idea we are enjoying. He borrowed the concept of the self-help program from our rich treasure of wisdom on building a just society and living lives of holiness in the midst of the challenges of our modern society. Basing himself on our Catholic social teachings, on the principles of lifting the human dignity and option for the poor, our self-help program has now grown and extends our understanding that we should continue working together for the common good and the solidarity which results to a peaceful coexistence. One of a writer by name Easton said many years ago, "It is extraordinary what can be achieved by people who do not care whether they get the credit for it or not." The thing about our church communities is at their best if they do not give a hang on who gets the credit. They just want to make sure that their community has been blessed. This is what the servant of God, Cardinal Tunga, did and invites us today as leaders to emulate that worship, leadership. Let us think of the people as leaders, the people we are serving, about the coming generation. We may not benefit now, but we are keeping for somebody else. I would like to imagine, you look at this building. This building, Kanotunga Plaza, is an initiative from Cardinal John Joy. He's the architect. He's the mind behind it. But today, he has retired. He may not enjoy fully his work, but I think it's a blessing that we who are left are enjoying it. And what Cardinal Otunga started, he may not have seen it very well, but we are enjoying that. So it's a question of asking ourselves, what kind of a legacy are we going to leave? We have, I think David has put it very well about Caritas Bank, microfinance bank. This is one of the projects of His Eminence the Cardinal. Of course, don't forget I was behind him always. So, and you may not get full benefit now, but I'm very sure, in the near future, you will get it. You know, there is somebody said he went to the airport, and there, let us not look for fruits for now, but in the near future, we are going to get that. So the importance of the church involvement in economic empowerment. The self-help program in Caritas Nairobi is part of the church's mission to spread the good news to every member of the community. The goal of this program is to promote financial inclusion by allowing people to save and invest available assets and resources, which further supports and strengthens their economic activities as well as the development of the church. This is the reason why self-help groups remain open to all regardless of their faith and denominational affiliation. You know, what we can do, God cannot do it for us. You know, God cannot come and do investment for us. He can only give us the strength to do it. And when we do theology, we say that grace, the word of God, is not a substitute for human nature. That what you are not supposed to do, God will not give you the strength to do it. You are supposed to educate your children. God is not going to do it. He is going to give you the help to do it. You want to build a church, like the one we are building there in Kamuru. God is not coming to do that, but He is going to give us the strength to do it. We become instruments in His hands. So the undertakings of this program are based on the aspect of making our faith alive through good work and actions, and supported by the message from the Hebrew prophets who announced God's special love for the poor and called God's people to a covenant of love and justice. It is a teaching founded on the life and words of Jesus Christ, who came to bring glad tidings to the poor, liberty to captives, recovery of sight to the blind, and who identified Himself with the least of these, the hungry and the stranger. Today, brothers and sisters, we are called to build our commitment to the poor and needy among us. This commitment should arise from our experiences of Christ in the Eucharist. And in the Eucharist, Jesus giving Himself up to the community. This reminds me of about the Diocesan Clergy of Nairobi. We have Benevolent Fund, and this fund is for the priest who one loses the parents, then he gives them something like what I think insurance. We don't go to insurance for that ourselves. We have kept our own. We have organized ourselves. So one is given lump sum. You know, there are some priests whose parents are already dead, so they cannot benefit. But at the same time, they contribute. They contribute for who? To help their brother priests. Not for themselves now, but for their brother priests. And that's the spirit that you contribute, not so much for yourself, but also to help that woman who cannot take her children to school. And this is a Christian spirit. So this goes without saying that we should not be motivated by the surplus we get from the program, but by the service we give to those in need, to our brothers and sisters. It's therefore my appeal to all of you that since these values are deliberately integrated into the self-help program operations, they are always and everywhere upheld. We have been promoting and ensuring proper management of your resources as the church. And we are very careful as a church. So when the director is strict, and the team here, please, you understand, eh? Because we are a church, eh? And we like to keep a good records. Eh? It will not be your joy to hear the Catholic Church painted here and there. So where we need, where we are strict, please, we ask for your understanding. So this has been through various mechanisms, including application of up-to-date practices in the operations of the self-help program and involvement of the parish priests in administration of the self-help groups. And therefore request that you continue working closely with the parish priests who are your patrons, so as to get the relevant guidance and ensure that we work within the church doctrines and the will of God. So please don't be